asleep, so I got up, just watching some crappy TV. It had to be sometime right after 1.
Did happen.
Well,
From your perspective.
I was sitting in my living room, and I heard probably like what sounded like 3, maybe 2 or 3 gunshots, and then right after that, it sounded like probably about 7, 8, 9 more gunshots right after that, and then it sounded like a car engine revving at real high speed. So I wasn't sure if exactly what was happening. So I got in the car and came down here, and what I saw was the guy sitting on the motorcycle with the kickstand down, and the engine was revving at full speed. Smoke and everything was coming up, and the police approached him with their riot shields and guns drawn, and then they kind of reached out and yanked him, and he just fell off the bike. And then right after that, they just kind of backed off, and everything was over. And it was apparent that he probably wasn't doing too good.
Right.
Brent, B-R-E-N-T. Last name is Combs, C-O-O-M-B-S, and I'm a sergeant with Glendale Police Department Media Relations.
Sergeant, paint us a picture about what happened out here from start to finish.
Certainly. The Glendale Police Department got a call for service in the 5900 block of Greenway at a restaurant. The caller told us that there had been a shooting in the parking lot, and there was a person down in the parking lot. When our officers arrived, we did find a person that had suffered a single gunshot wound. Now, he was transported to a Valley hospital, and he is in serious condition, but expected to survive. Now, when we got on scene, we were given a description of the person who shot our victim at 59th Avenue and Greenway, as well as a description of the motorcycle that he left on. After that description was put out, within a few minutes, a Glendale police sergeant announced over the radio that she believed she had the suspect on the motorcycle at 51st Avenue and Cactus. Shortly after that, she came across the radio indicating that shots had been fired. Preliminary investigation shows that there was an exchange of gunfire between the suspect on the motorcycle, who pointed a gun at our police sergeant and fired at her, at which point she fired back at him. He is deceased at this point. Right now, the actual shooting took place within the city of Phoenix. So Phoenix police homicide detectives are going to conduct the criminal investigation surrounding our Glendale police shooting.
What kind of breakdown can you give us on each of the people involved? The person that was shot at the restaurant, the sergeant, and the victim itself. What can you give us on that?
I can tell you that the person that was shot at the restaurant in Glendale at 59th and Greenway was an adult male. I can't give you his age right now. He was taken to a Valley hospital. The suspect involved is also an adult male, and appears as though he is a city of Glendale resident. Our police sergeant has been on the department approximately 14 years and is on a graveyard patrol shift.
Was she injured?
She was not injured.
What led up to the events at the bar? Was there an altercation between these two people? Any signs that maybe they've known each other? Did it start in the restaurant?
Both investigations are so early on. The briefings actually just occurred from the first responders on both incidents to the investigators who are now on scene. So information, specifics on motive or actually what led up to the shooting is still unclear at this point.
And at this point, it's just one officer that was involved in the actual exchange?
That's correct. At 51st and Cactus, in the exchange of gunfire, there was one police sergeant from Glendale involved.
And my final question is how long do you think this scene's going to be out here? How long can the public expect to be blocked?
I would imagine that the intersection of 51st and Cactus will be blocked off until at least 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning.
Can you tell us anything about the initial confrontation between the officer and the suspect? Did she have enough time to at least say something to him verbally to...
Yeah. We don't know that. We just know that it appears that the suspect actually got off his motorcycle and fired at our police sergeant.
We know he was handcuffed, so why is he handcuffed at this point?
I can't speak to that. I just don't know.
I guess it goes without saying that he is deceased as a result of the gunfire from the officer. He didn't put the gun to himself or anything.
We don't know that. That will be clarified as the investigation continues. All I can tell you is that he did fire at our officer. She did return fire. When they approached the suspect after he went down to the ground, he had suffered a gunshot wound. We don't know if that is as a result of our police sergeant's gunfire or at his own hands. We're just not sure at this point.
How many shots were fired? Is there any estimation?
I can't tell you that right now. I just don't know.
Can you tell us where he was hit?
I can't tell you that either.
Were there any witnesses that you know of in the area?
There are witnesses being interviewed right now that were in the area on several sides of the intersection with different vantage points.
And he was the only suspect that you know of at this point?
That I know of, he was the only one that engaged the police sergeant.
Can you tell us the type of weapon used at this point?
Appears to be a handgun.
Just a handgun that he had?
Yes. All right.
Likewise, you too, bud.
All right.
See ya.
You want to read first?
Yeah,
Okay. Thanks, man.
you bet.
What exactly led up to this accident?